Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in for another gear review. So I have today a Martin Dreadnought Jr. And this particular Martin Dreadnought Jr. is the older version before 2019. I believe this one's like a 2015, something like that, 2014, 2015. But anyways, this one is a pre-2019, which is significant in the fact that they made some changes. Martin made some changes to the depth of the body and just some other I guess you would call them aesthetic appointments. Um, I just off the top of my head, I highly recommend you finding one before 2019. There's a few reasons for that. The biggest reason to me is the fact that Martin reduced the depth of the Dreadnought Jr. To a triple O body size depth. Um, I played a new one. I think it was a 2020 model, and it had the triple aught size depth in it. And I played it, and it didn't sound bad. It just didn't have the same depth and bass and volume that the one that I have here in my hands does. This one is significantly deeper than the triple aught depth, and that's something they just started doing on the 2019 models and beyond. So you can no longer get a, uh, a model that is not triple aught depth anymore if you want a Dreadnought Jr. that's a current production of it. These right here, this one in particular is out of, they don't make that anymore, so it's out of production. Which is unfortunate. I guess some people would like that because maybe it travels better, but for me, I just wanted a guitar like this that was a little bit smaller, but still really could pack a punch for most any situation. I've even used this guitar live, and I haven't felt a difference at all. It has a pickup in it. It's got a Fishman pickup, and it works really well. I mean, just your simple volume and tone controls sounds great. But just acoustically, this guitar really packs a punch and really holds its own against pretty much any other guitar. It has plenty of volume. It's got really good bass response, and I credit that to the depth that it has here that the newer ones do not have. So if you're looking for a travel-ish size guitar, this is not really like a true travel size, I would call it. Then I would highly recommend a Martin Dreadnought Jr. made before 2019. You can definitely find them on the used market, but all I've seen right now is just the newer ones that are the triple aught depth. But if you can find one that's made before 2019, get it, because you'll be very happy with it. And that's all I can say about that side of it. As far as the aesthetic appointments, you're gonna have, I think, a different. I think it's gonna have, like, I want to say it's abalone maybe. I don't know what they use now. It's like a pearl-looking ring around the sound hole. I think you're gonna have some different dot inlays on here. These are smaller. On the older ones, they're smaller. On the newer ones, they're a little bit bigger. And it's pretty much aesthetic. They also introduced, I believe, a like a sunburst type finish as well, if you want that, which is really cool looking. But again, I'm always over sound over looks first. So if it doesn't sound good, then I really don't care what it looks like. One thing I love about this guitar, and this is what to me separates it from most of the other travel guitars out there that I know of, this guitar, and even the new one still, if I'm not mistaken, this guitar has an 1 3/4 nut width, which I was either going to get a GS Mini, a Taylor GS Mini, or a Martin Dreadnought Jr. And when I found out the Martin Dreadnought Jr. had an 1 3/4 nut, that sold it for me right there, because this feels like playing a full-size guitar. And like I said, this guitar is not really that small, honestly. It's still got a pretty good size to it. It's a little bit smaller than a standard, and obviously if you hold them side by side, a regular Dreadnought to this size, it's going to be a little bit bigger, but it's not by much. You are getting a reduced scale length. I think it's 24 3/4 maybe. 24. I don't remember exactly. You can look that up on specs, but it is a reduced scale length, so you do get I guess increased playability if that matters to you. You can get these set up and they can play just as good no matter what the scale length is, I think. But it does have it's not a full scale length. It's going to come with just the standard Martin tuners. What else? We have I believe this is a Richlight fingerboard and Richlight bridge. Just comes with the standard plastic Martin bridge pins. I put a bone saddle in here. It's what I do with most all my guitars, and I love the way it sounds. Sounds good. I believe this has forward shifted scallop bracing, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe that's the case on this one. It really packs a punch. I mean, I love this guitar. It's great for just pulling it out and sitting around the couch and playing, or like I said, I've used it live before leading at church, and I plugged it in and it really didn't miss a beat. I got a bunch of comments from people saying that they thought the guitar sounded just as big as anything else. Of course, plugged up you can make anything sound anyway, but it was very impressive. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't feel like I was playing a small guitar. I felt like I could play a whole gig or show with this if I wanted to and be fine. I mean, you have a solid Sitka spruce top on the top, solid Sapelli back and sides on this, which is another thing that won out for me over the Taylor GS Mini, is that this is an all solid wood guitar. So you guys know I love all solid wood. That's what I prefer on everything. Now, I still like laminate for certain things, but to me, this guitar just packs a lot of value for the size and for what it is, and it's really almost a professional level instrument, and really I think it kind of is for what it is. Just can't really say anything bad about this guitar for what it does. Listen to that, it just rings out. Do a little finger picking for you. Like I said, this thing just responds really well. It plays like a bigger guitar than it is, and it sounds like a bigger guitar than it is, and it's just a quality made instrument. Nothing else I can really say about it other than that. I really like it, and if you can find one made before 2019, I highly recommend buying that version over the new one. It's not that the new one is bad, and maybe if you're looking for something that's a little more compact, that would probably work for you. But for me, just on a sound level of things, just on that, I'd go with the older one, because the extra depth does add more resonance, more volume, better bass response. And to me, those are all, like, why wouldn't I want those things? So highly recommend it if you can get one. The Martin Dreadnought Jr. They all have pickups with them, so you can perform with them as well. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that one. So if you want to pick one up, just look at your used market and see if you can find one before 2019, and I think you'll be very, very happy with it. You should be able to find them, anywhere between $400 and $500. I think they retail now for like $599, so $600, and that's for the older. That's for the newer, thinner body as well. So if you can find a used one, that would be great. I may end up having to sell this one so I can review other stuff. So If any of you guys are interested in it, please let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you and see if you might be interested in buying this one. So just let me know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, guys.